Two letters, bitter feelings, different visions, and no clear path forward add another chapter to the passionate and seemingly never-ending battle to build a mixed-use development in the northwestern Guilford County town of Summerfield.
Tonight, an attorney for the developer sent the town council a letter highly critical of the town's handling of all of this. It was in response to another letter a town council member sent to developer David Couch requesting a meeting.
Keep in mind the council's earlier refusals to rezone the property in question led State Senator Phil Berger to announce his support of legislation in the State General Assembly that would de-annex or essentially take the property out of Summerfield. But the negotiations that followed that announcement between the town and Couch have stalled in recent weeks, and that led to this most recent exchange of letters. Fox 8's Justin Lundy's on the story live in Summerfield tonight. So Justin, which council member tried to reach out and meet with developer Couch's team?
It was Councilman Jonathan Hamilton. He tells me that he reached out to them over the weekend via letter. And based off a part of the letter that he wrote, he tells me that he's not surprised by their response. And this comes as the town council is still inside the building behind me with the hopes of hiring a PR team to stop Couch's plan. Like fuel poured over a fire, a letter written by Summerfield Town Councilman Jonathan Hamilton may have hurt the relationship with developer David Couch. Hamilton asked for a meeting with him regarding the de-annexation of nearly 1,000 acres of land to turn into a mixed-use development called Villages at Summerfield Farms. Jonathan says he sent the letter for a meeting because the Summerfield Town Council created a zoning district that Hamilton claims Couch found desirable for his development, and the town council amended its laws to accommodate that. The next step required active participation from the property owner, David Couch. Hamilton claims they have not received an application from him to rezone his property. Couch's attorney, Thomas Terrell, didn't like the letter and replied with one of his own. It reads in part, quote, Mr. Hamilton requests meetings with the town, yet it is difficult to impossible to discern who is in charge. The mayor's prerogatives seem to have usurped, and Summerfield will soon have no town manager, no town attorney, and only a partially staffed planning board after the majority on the council summarily purged these civil servants in recent weeks. A statement Councilman Jonathan Hamilton says he was disappointed to read. Recently, State Senator Phil Berger let it be known he would support legislation that would de-annex the property Couch hopes to build on. In Terrell's letter, he also says, quote, even though the town is in the center of billions of dollars worth of new economic development precipitated by the General Assembly's prudent policy choices, after all this, no reasonable person would conclude that Mr. Hamilton's letter to Mr. Couch is a genuine attempt at negotiation, end quote. I asked the spokesperson for Couch if they plan to still seek a de-annexation of Summerfield, and they say that's up to the policymakers. And as of right now, the town council is still inside the building, hoping to hire a PR team to represent the town and lobby for it to not be de-annexed. And I'll have an update coming up at 11. Reporting live at Summerfield, Justin Lundy, Fox 8 News.
Justin, thank you.